Niall's Lapland adventure is pretty special. It falls between the end of the salmon season and the start of the moose and bird hunting seasons. So, there's a chance of a McNab of sorts. A McSwede, McViking, McVolvo. With the capercaillie already in the bag and in the flat bread wraps, tastes a bit like pheasant according to the chaps on the ground, moose is now the order of the day. Before we start hunting, Niall wants to start learning, and what better way than a little moose zoo just down the road from our base in Jokkfol.
Here I have a big boy, his name is Oscar.
Wow.
And he's a nice boy. And many girls, when they come in here, ask me if it's possible to kiss Oscar today.
Yes.
Of course you can kiss him.
And if they can't kiss Oscar, do they kiss you?
Yeah, no. And this is Franz.
Okay.
He's 3 years old. And this is a female. You see, a female and no geweih.
Yeah. And what are the characteristics you're looking for? Are you looking for something specific in the bulls? What is a good one? What's a bad one?
When you have these for visitors, they cannot be angry.
Yeah.
They must be very, very kind, and you see so kindly they are. So this little one, he was, I think, 3 kilo when the baby's born. But when they drink milk from the elk, they grow 20 kilo every month.
Really?
So in 5 months, when the snow coming, she's 100 kilo.
Incredible. Yeah.
But Oscar is so strong. That is the law in the forest. It's always the biggest and strongest boy. He makes the babies.
Yeah. So how long will the old fella live? How many years? 15, 20?
Yeah, 20, a little more than 20.
More than 20?
More than 20 years.
Wow.
They're living a long time. Do you think you have these animals in Scotland in the future?
I hope they do. I hope they do. If they want to bring back a natural environment, they can't cherry pick. They can't say, I like this animal, I don't like that one. I think if you do them all or you do nothing. The big craze at the moment in the UK is like Europe. They want wolf.
Wolf, yeah.
Yeah. But with so many millions of sheep, it's a problem.
You cannot have wolf.
No. You have some wolf in this area?
Not many, because it's licensed to shoot them, because here is so many reindeer.
Yeah, and they kill them.
It's important.
Yeah. I think deer, it's a spiritual thing, David, being close to them. And we spoke to the man that has them a few moments ago, and he was saying he needs deer in his life. I have deer living outside my house. And I just think there's something quite fascinating and addictive about them. The moose are an interesting species because formerly they lived in Scotland, and in all this rewilding that goes on, it fascinates me that they talk about lynx and they talk about wolf and restoring natural order. And to my mind, that animal there is a missing ingredient, because in the natural forests of Scotland, the moose existed. What is interesting is the effect that climate will have on them, because they do well in the Arctic countries. So they're spread through Scandinavia, Alaska, parts of North America, Russia. And how would they cope with climate change if they were reintroduced? But as a passionate deer guy, I'd love to see them back. My intention long term is to have some of them. But unfortunately at the moment they're considered a dangerous wild animal, which is fascinating when culturally people think letting a lynx go is absolutely fine, and that's not a dangerous wild animal. So, I mean, you can see they look dangerous wild animals. We feel threatened stood here.
Yeah.
But I think for mankind, the sheer presence of an animal of that size is good for us.
Yes.
I think we need them. We need them.
You said that these are more ancient than red deer.
So in evolutionary terms in Europe, these guys have been knocking around a lot longer. So them and the roe deer, in evolutionary terms, in the habitats of Europe and the UK, are older species. So they've been around a lot longer. And their adaptation is probably to a quite different climate to the one we have today. But you can see that they're coping with it here. The challenge is how well they'll cope with it.
You'll know this. You'll probably give me the kingdom, phylum, genus, everything else. So
Alcus.
Okay, Alcus.
Yeah.
But as
so they're Cervidae. They all belong into the group of Cervidae. So they are deer. But,
They are deer?
Yeah, absolutely.
That means they'll do the same thing as deer do when it comes to forests, though, so that's why Scotland's not going to really open their arms to them.
Well, but the trouble is, if you want natural, you want natural. You can't cherry pick, and this is what fascinates me. We are cherry picking. We're saying we love beavers. Let's let beavers go. People have done it illegally, and they've now been naturalised. No one complains. But
It's going to be harder to get one of these under the radar, though.
I think they'd notice if I let them out. But I think they have a place in our forests. If we are going to have natural, functioning, healthy ecosystems, these guys need to be there. So we should have them back. It was interesting, he was saying about the nutrition of the elk milk. Calves are growing at the rate of 20 kilos a month. So by the time the harsh winter conditions come in, that will be 100 kilos. The crofting farming side of me makes me think how viable these guys would be as a farm meat product. So don't be surprised if I tried to croft moose. There could be a moose loose about this house.
Oh, someone has to say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look out for Rowantree's organic moose milk coming to a dispenser near you. With our moose masterclass done, it's back to Yockford to get ready for our hunt. As well as a Blaser drilling, Neil's also been loaned a more familiar bit of kit, the R8.
270. Years ago I kind of went off the 270 because when you're doing standing shooting, very often what you would get is you would get muzzle flip, and if you were shooting in woodlands, the animal could go out the side as you fired the shot, and you'd have to work a bit harder to see where it had gone if it was rib shot. Now with a moderator on it, it's made the 270 an attractive calibre again. An awful lot of people that had stopped using it have gone back to it. I haven't shot anything with a 270 in about a decade. So let's see what happens.
There's a lot of revisiting going on this,
yes,
isn't there?
Isn't there? Absolutely. No 270s and no salmon fishing. I'm back doing both.
Why do you shoot the Blaser? What is it that's different about that rifle over other products?
The thing I like about the Blaser rifle, and I've used a lot of different brands over the years, the quality of the steel, I think, for me makes a difference. And people will say, why? When you're doing a lot of rifle shooting, and if your barrel's getting hot, then you'll find, or I've found with some brands, if you put them under pressure, and particularly if you're setting your rifle up for a hot zero, if you're firing a lot of rounds, and occasionally we can be shooting 20, 30 animals at a time, then the quality of the steel seems to, you get tighter groups, David. That's the long and the short of it. So you'll get a tighter group, and we've tried it. We've put them hot down the range at a distance to see how tight a group we get, and consistently against other brands, which I won't name because it's not kind, the Blaser keeps a tighter group, which means for shooting a lot of animals accurately, it's just what I go for.
Later, we'll have a unique insight into Blaser's straight pull journey from a man who was there at the start. First, we need a plan.
So when you were moving, we're moving super slow until then.
We've travelled a few hours from Yockfold's ground near Kengis and a stunning fishing lodge. Bjorn's family have owned this estate for generations. He is our host. Robin from Yockfold will be our guide. Dogs, of course, will play a big role over the next 3 days.
Look at that size. And it's hunting a moose that's massive. And it's not afraid of it, just goes.
Once in the hunting area, Robin takes a moment to wish his dog safe travels. This is no walk in the park.
It's a dangerous life for a moose dog as well. You never know if it will return. So I always just wish him luck and so on. Because I have lost dogs before, and I regretted that I didn't do this before. Så, ska vi jaga Kisse då? Ska vi jaga Kisse? Va? Va? Ska vi jaga Kisse? Stanna. Ja, skitjakt. Ja.
With the elk hound hunting, Robin is able to track him using software on his phone. However, they're not totally reliant on tech.
Perfect wind at the moment.
The dog hunts an area, then returns, checking in, then is off again. We trek through beautiful forest. Some is natural, some plantation. We also cross expanses of wetland. They're dotted with hay racks. We learn that big grants are paid by the EU for hay to be taken off here by hand.
All these swamp areas were taking down the grass and fed to the reindeers.
It's labour intensive, but it's the traditional way the indigenous Sami people provide food for their free wandering reindeer over winter, lifting forage above the fallen snow. After a couple of hours and a couple of kilometres, Robin says we're on a moose. It isn't far from us when the dog picks it up.
Now it's going 12 k's an hour. But hopefully he will be able to go around it and make it stop.
It's not moving in the direction he hopes, and we abort as the dog is nearing one of the few roads. Robin calls in the cavalry to get us to him fast. Peter guided us last year. Thankfully, all is well, and our super fit hound gets the lunch of champions.
The dogs that we're using to hunt moose, they're basically athletes, world-class athletes. So they need all the energy to get quickly food afterwards, to get the energy back quickly. So I usually use, kind of a canned meat from Royal Canin Recovery. You could say it's a banana. So you're not supposed to eat, even if you're a human or a dog or who else, if you have been training really, really hard, you shouldn't eat immediately after a big meal, but you should have something in you quite quickly. And this is a powder, it's basically rehydration, so you bind the water a little bit better in the body. And it helps the dog to recover a lot quicker. And I also put some water in it so you get even more. And I have noticed that it has a big impact on the recovery of the dogs when I do this. But the dogs likes it.
Cool.
With everyone rested, we're off out again. More kilometres, more monitoring. Being in the company of Robin and other locals, Niall is getting a sense of how hunting works here. Significantly, they are responsible for managing the moose numbers. Government is at arm's length.
How many sort of moose would you expect about in this area per square kilometre?
Where I'm hunting, we have one moose in 1 kilometre. What do you call it?
Kilometre square, yeah.
Kilometre square, yeah. Good. If you go back 10 years ago, we had 7, 8, 9 mooses in that area. But 10 years ago, the government decided that we should lower the population of mooses. So it has been doubled to get the population down. It has been a good thing that they did it, because I believe it was too much mooses. It was mooses everywhere. And it was bad for the forest industry, a lot of car accidents. I'm a spare time firefighter, so I had to go out on car accidents all the time. So it's a good thing, but now I believe we should let it up again and find a limit so we keep it in this amount of population.
The practice in Sweden isn't for the government to use government contractors or government hunters. It's you as the community that manage the deer.
Yeah, it works like this, that you are a hunting team and we are renting a land from the government for a certain amount of money. And then we pay for every moose that we shoot. But if we tell to the government, in practice, if we tell them we don't want to shoot anymore, we consider it's not enough mooses here, and we have shot 4, and it's 4 left on the license. In practice, then can put in hunters and finish the hunt for us. In practice.
Okay. But culturally in your groups, that doesn't happen?
No, it doesn't.
But you've been totally successful in reducing the deer population, and no one paying taxes had to pay for this. In fact, you paid to do it.
Yeah.
It's contrastingly different from Scotland, where on the public estate, and this is roughly the same, this is public land, they pay contractors to do the deer management. They don't let guys like you do it. The belief is that you can't, but obviously reality
over
you
here
do.
They understand that it's a big culture thing, that almost everyone in every household has a hunter in the family that done it in generation and generation. So we have high knowledge in the population here in the hunting.
And you have your own dogs and you look after them and they're part of the family. Yeah, I get this. Yeah. But for us, for looking, it's maybe you should come and have a look in Scotland one time and you'd see a big, big difference in thinking.
Was that an invite?
Yes.
I'm coming.
Yep.
With the afternoon delivering some not-so-close encounters, they've called in the big guns from the south of Sweden. Michael has travelled overnight and will be hunting here for the next month with his friend Simon from Scotland. It's no surprise that Niall and Simon know each other. Michael has been hunting moose for decades and he has shot more than 100 of them with this dog, so we're feeling confident. It's a good job as we leave today. No pressure. Niall spots that Michael also has a Blaser straight pull, but an R93, which is the perfect moment for us to introduce Gunter Stoschek, Blaser's creative director. Gunter's here to write an article for Blaser's in-house hunting magazine, Passion, and that is something he's always had for the products and the brand, even as a small boy.
And I don't know why, but Blaser fascinated me, really.
He joined the company in the late 1970s as an apprentice gunsmith and has worked in roles including sales, marketing. As creative director, he's been responsible for producing the big screen epics at the international trade shows. He was there when Blaser suggested a new rifle design.
I think it was a Friday evening. Normally we would finish, but Mr. Blank, the owner, he bought the Blaser company from Mr. Blaser. He came in the workshop with 2 big boxes of beer, and he said, "Oh, my wife is on holidays, let's drink us a beer." And we are talking and talking, and everybody has fun with the products of Blaser. And we discussed how can we make the bolt action rifle better, what can we improve with the bolt action rifle. And so one of the gunsmiths has an idea, and then came another idea and another idea, and Mr. Blank said, "Wow, we will do that, make a prototype." And I think 1 or maybe 2 weeks later we had the first prototype of the R93.
So when that first idea came about, what did you think? You're going to have to market this product.
I think I have a good stomach feeling. I was sure it will be a success, and it was a big success for Blaser.
What makes it special for you?
The most important thing is that Mr. Blank, he was a passionate hunter. The owner now, both owners, Mr. Lücke and Mr. Ottmeyer, are passionate hunters. That's the most important thing. And also, we are so many hunters in the company, and everybody has ideas and try to bring ideas in, and then we check, does it work, can it work? And sometimes it works very well.
Back to the forest, and Michael is now using 2 dogs. It looks like they may be bringing a moose back towards us, so Niall gets ready and steady.
I have a bad feeling we're in the company of a master at what he does. It's quite interesting to watch his dogs working. Really good. And his fresh sign of moose. Fingers crossed. Last chance salute, Mr. Rowantree. We'll give our best shot.
Sadly, the moose has other ideas, and so do the dogs, which eventually head off into a neighbouring estate. Michael will stay in the forest. We are sent for sustenance. With time ticking by, we hear that Michael has a moose cow and calf in his sights. There is no way we can join him. Over the radio, we hear he's taken the calf.
The hunt stops in 8 minutes, and it was shot 22 minutes ago. So I just sort of on the line this time.
Yeah. And a calf, yeah?
Yeah, a calf from this year.
How long do you have to wait for the opportunity for a shot?
I was close for almost 2 hours.
How you doing? Wow.
Closer than 60 meters. And
2 hours at 60 meters?
Yeah, but she was protecting the calf all the time. And the dog worked between me and the cow wanted to stand between the dog and the calf, so it was locked positions for a long time. But then I whistled at the dog, and the cow was a little bit worried, so it took a half step forward. Then I get the shoulder clear on the calf. So.
Did you record any of it on your phone?
No.
Ah, you horrible man.
By purpose.
Okay. Yes.
The extraction is hard work, but there is a reward for these guys' efforts. He'll be taken straight to the larder.
Learn a lot this week.
It's been interesting. A lot about how they do things with dogs.
That's your takeaway, do you think?
Dogs, lack of ticks. Different habitat.
For more information about the Blaser R8 straight pull rifle in all its guises, go to blaser.de. To look for R8 deals across a network of UK gun shops, go to kitfinder.co.uk.
The Vikings aren't as tough as they used to be, yeah?
To discover more about the wonderful outdoor experiences that Swedish Lapland offers, check out the Heart of Lapland website and one of their top destinations, Jogfall, known especially for its salmon fishing.